present with all of us, and she's just got the full package. But what's really exciting is there's more to her package than what you see. Most of you probably don't know, but she's getting ready. Well, she's just about completed. She'll be finished in December. Her bachelor's in dietetics. Yes. And in January, she said she's going for her MPH. She's going for her public health degree, her master's degree in public health. So she's going to be so rounded. And I know we have proud mommies and proud daddy here. But what she's going to talk to you about is, again, going back home. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. Changing our eating habits, because that's where we fall off. Between that and not moving. So with no further ado, we're going to bring on Essence Leftridge, and she's going to educate.
Good morning, everybody. How are you feeling? Amazing? Awesome. Well, I'm going to discuss with you all how to maintain the lifestyle changes that you have made here at Fit For You Camp. Because in a few days, you'll be going home, and you're not going to have a personal chef and a personal trainer, and you're going to be the chef, you're going to be your own trainer, you're going to be doing this on your own, and the power is in your hands, and we know that you can do it. So before I begin, I'm going to pray. So if we can bow our heads and close our eyes. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this new day. Thank you for bringing us here to just learn more of how we can better take care of our bodies, how to maintain this lifestyle change when we return home. God, give us the courage, give us the strength, and I just pray that each person here is blessed and remembers the information that is shared today and applies it to their lives. I pray that you will just take control and just be in the midst of us this morning. I thank you. In Jesus' name I do pray. Amen. All right. So it's not a diet. It's a lifestyle, changing our eating habits. Maybe many of you, when you get back home, some of your friends or family might say, oh, you're doing another diet, or you're trying something new. It's not going to last. It'll probably last just a few months, and then you'll be back to your old ways. But no, right? We're not going back. This is our way of living. This is the way we're going to be living when we get back home for the rest of our lives. So in the dietetics field, we have what's called the stages of readiness for change. And it's basically what we use when we are assessing and we're getting ready to do nutrition intervention with our clients. And so the first stage is pre-contemplation. And pre is before, and contemplation is thinking, of course. And so this is before you're even thinking about change. People at this stage usually have no intention of changing their behavior and typically deny having a problem. Pre-contemplators resist change. So we know none of us here are in this stage, right? We're not here because we're at Fit For You Camp, right? Contemplation. So this is when you're understanding your problem. You see its causes. You see how your diet and lack of exercise perhaps is affecting your health, and you begin to wonder about possible solutions. While people in this stage may have vague plans to make changes, they are often not ready to take action yet. Many people remain in the contemplation stage for years, but we're not here either. This is not what stage we're in. Perhaps people who are in this stage, but we're not here. So the next stage is preparation. Most people in the preparation stage are planning to make changes within the next month. An important first step is to make their intention public. So you're telling your friends, you're telling your family, I'm changing my life, I'm changing my diet, I'm changing my exercise routine, and you're making things public. People who cut the preparation stage lower their chances of success. It is important to develop a firm, detailed scheme for action to carry you through. So this is a longer process. This is when you're really planning, you're really preparing for this change that you want to make. And maybe some of you are in this stage. Action, and I think most of us are here. Action is the most obviously busy period and the one that requires the greatest commitment of time and energy. Changes made during the action stage are more visible to others than those made during other stages. So we're acting right now. We're putting into motion the plans that we've made, right? We are changing our lifestyles right now. During these 2 weeks, we've made so many changes. And people can see us doing this. Your family can see you changing your life. Your friends can see you. So we're in the process. We're in motion right now. The next stage is maintenance, and this is what we're going to talk about. In the maintenance stage, you consolidate the gains you made in the action stage and work to prevent relapses. This stage is a long, ongoing, and critically important process. We all know someone who lost many pounds on a diet but regained them all in a few months. Successful maintenance requires active alertness. This is probably the most important stage of your lifestyle change because you are maintaining what you've learned, and this is a long, ongoing process. And you have to be patient during this process because it doesn't happen overnight, you know. Your habits don't change overnight. How many days does it take to create a habit? 21 days, right? And so we have 14, so we just need one more week to concrete these habits. And so the last stage is termination. And this is the ultimate goal. This is the point at which you exit the cycle of change. So this is the point where you get to where it's like breathing, you know, you don't even think about it. You're living the lifestyle that you've always desired. You're eating healthier, you're exercising on a daily basis, and it's just natural for you. And this is the goal. So, 4 ways to maintain your lifestyle changes. Number 1, visualize. Number 2, plan. Number 3, act. And number 4, record. And we're going to go through these. The first is visualize. Visualization is very healthy. It's very good for your mental health. You have to see something before you can do it, right? You have to picture it in your mind. And so I want you guys to close your eyes right now, and I want you to picture what is in your cabinets at home right now. What's in your freezer? What's in your refrigerator? What's in your pantry? Can you visualize it? This is what you're going back home to. Now I want you to erase that image, and I want you to picture what you want to see in your kitchen. What kinds of foods do you want to see in your refrigerator and in your freezer, in your pantry? You have to see it before you can act on it, okay? And so these are the kinds of foods, what you've pictured in your mind, the foods that you want to see, you have to act on it, okay? So you visualize it and then you act on it. So the next step is plan. And now that you have visualized, you visualize what you want in your fridge and in your freezer. Okay, so now you have to actually buy these foods, right? So you're going to sit down, you're going to make a grocery list. But it's like, man, where do I start? You know, it can be a little overwhelming when it comes to buying healthier foods for your household. But you have to remember staples, right? And Ms. Janetta, she helped me to remind you all that the staples that we've had here at Fit for You Camp, your legumes, right? Your dry beans. You can buy those. You can get your brown rice, your quinoa. And side note with quinoa, I just learned this. It's not a grain, actually. It's a vegetable. It's in the cabbage family. And I thought that was interesting. So that's another staple. Your burger wheat, your oats, your corn, your whole wheat pasta, your nuts. These are staples, okay? This is what you want mainly on your plate. Canned beans, canned fruit, and you want those packed with water or juice. And with your canned beans, you have to be careful, right? Because they're preserved with sodium, And so you want to rinse those off before you cook with them or add them to your foods. Your frozen items, we're talking about staples here. These are the things that you want to look for when you go grocery shopping. Your vegetables and fruits, they're easy. Just get them frozen peas or frozen corn. You can steam them, add them to your meals. It can be very simple. It doesn't have to be complex. And then your fresh fruits and vegetables are always a staple. It's always good to have a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables. And what you want to do is you want to create a menu plan. Have the family participate in creating a weekly menu. Have them involved, When you go home, you say, all right, guys, so what are we going to eat this week? I have my Fit For You cookbook, and we can eat everything from there, but maybe they don't, like all the foods there. So you want to kind of work together, involve your family, and create something so that every day you have an idea of what you're going to eat, and it won't be so overwhelming, and you won't get set back either. Okay, so now we have our grocery list, right? And now we're in Earth Fare, or we're in Whole Foods, or we're in our local health food store, and we're getting ready to shop until we drop, okay? So once you get to the store, there's such a variety of foods to choose from, and you're like, what am I doing? Where do I start? But you want to be mindful to check your nutrition labels. What marketers do, they put, big lettering and nice colors and big fonts on the front of the box saying lowest cholesterol or fat-free or sugar-free, and they kind of pull you in. You're like, yeah, that's healthy. I need to get that. But what you need to do is turn that box around, look at the nutrition label, look at the ingredients. What are the first 4 ingredients? That'll tell you what exactly it's in it. The first ingredient is usually the most in that product, and you want to look at the ingredients. That's the most important. You want to avoid hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated products. What is that? What is hydrogenated? Hydrogen, is the first part of the word, and it's basically adding hydrogen atoms to the food, right? And that gives the food a longer shelf life. So they're looking out for themselves. They're like, okay, this is a chemical process, right? So they're adding this in for a longer shelf life for themselves so they can get more money. But what about you? Is it good for you? Is it good for your body? So butter versus margarine, which is healthier? A lot of people wonder which should they use? Margarine, however, is hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated. And that's why it's so creamy, right? And that's why it's so spreadable. That's the added hydrogen. So shortening, contains 4.2 grams of trans fat. So 4.2 grams of trans fat. Margarine contains 2.8 grams per tablespoon. But butter has 0.3 grams per serving. So it looks like butter is healthier, right? But at the same time, how much butter are you using? How often are you using it, right? Let's see, free does not really mean free. In a lot of cases, it seems like it. And have you ever seen a sign like free ice cream? You're like, what's the catch here? It's kind of like, but how is that possible? And so for your foods, FDA allows any food with 0.5 grams of trans fat or less to claim 0 grams trans fat on the label, on the nutrition label. So you buy something, some crackers or something like that, and it says 0 grams trans fat or trans fat free. And you're eating it and you're enjoying it. You're like, yeah, this is good for me. I'm not eating no trans fat. But you actually are consuming maybe even 2 to 3 grams of trans fat. So be mindful. Look at the ingredients labels once again to see if it says hydrogenated, partially hydrogenated. This is trans fat, and this is a red flag for your cholesterol, right? And high cholesterol leads to stroke, heart disease. So that should be a red flag right there. So you leave Earth Fare, leave Whole Foods, and you're back at home. And so you want to create meals centered on your family, but still make them nutritious. In December last year, my family came for Christmas, and my mom asked me to make a dish for everyone. And so I said, okay, sure. So everybody likes mac and cheese. Everybody loves macaroni and cheese. My cousins were coming, so I know they would love it. And so I decided to make macaroni and cheese. Little did they know that it was not only dairy-free, but I snuck a vegetable in there. Yeah, I added butternut squash to the mac and cheese. They had no idea, okay? And they ate their vegetables along with the mac and cheese, and they had no idea that they couldn't even taste it. So maybe for you at home, some of your grandkids or your family doesn't like vegetables, certain vegetables, add them to a meatloaf, add them to lasagna, or mac and cheese. And you can also add like cauliflower to your mac and cheese, foods that are like similar in color to the dish that won't change the taste of it. So that's another option. Low sodium and vegetarian seasonings. So when you're cooking, you want flavor, of course, right? And in the kitchen, we use a lot of vegetarian seasonings. So look for that at the store. You don't have to add a lot of salt because you have your seasonings and then you have your spices, which enhance the flavor. So you can lower your use of salt in your dishes. Prepare meals ahead of time and freeze them. Pre-made smoothies, overnight oats. We had overnight oats the other morning. Did you guys like that? Yeah. Me too. I like to make that in the morning. It's because in school, I don't have a lot of time. I wake up and then before I know it's time for class. So the night before, I'll put some oats and chia seeds and milk, put it in the fridge. It chills, it gels up. The chia seeds make it gel up. And you just add some fruits to it, banana, strawberries, any berries, or any fruits that you like, and it's delicious and it's filling. It kind of keeps me for a few hours. And in pre-made smoothies, you can just chop up some fruit, put it in the freezer. Whenever you want a smoothie, you can take it out and make your smoothie. Same thing with vegetables. And a good thing to do as well, many of you know this, I might be preaching to the choir, but make a big pot of beans for the week, Put it in a bag and freeze it. And then as you need it, you can warm it up, thaw it, warm it up, and eat it. So you're not scrambling around well, what am I going to eat? And you can still maintain this healthy lifestyle, right? The last step is record. Take pictures of your food. And I know my mom is kind of smiling because I take pictures of my food, right? I'm sitting at the dinner table and I'm literally sitting here taking a picture of my food. And they're like, Essence, just eat. Why are you taking pictures of all your food? But it helps me, right? Because I'm keeping track of the foods that I eat, and I also share them with my friends. So I'm encouraging them to eat plant-based. I'm encouraging them to eat healthy. So it's a helpful way to keep track of your progress. Start a blog if you like to write. If you if you want a new hobby, start a blog. Write about your lifestyle change. Share your experience with others. Share your recipes or, things like that. And that will actually help you to stay on track and help others. Keep a food diary. That's another way to record. Maybe you want to write down if you have a meticulous personality. And you're very I can't think of the word, but you're very detailed. You can write down your breakfast, your snack, your dinner, and this will help you. Put tabs in the recipes you make from the Fit for You cookbook. So we all get a cookbook, right? And so maybe you want to try some of these things at home. So you can put a little tab on it, and you go to the next recipe, put a tab on it, and before you know it, you'll see how many recipes you're actually using. And this will help you because it will give you confidence in knowing that you can actually do it on your own. You don't need Miss Jonetta and Mr. Eric, to make your food. You can do it too. So this will definitely help you to maintain this lifestyle. And once again, it's a lifestyle. It's an ongoing process. It's not a diet. It's not something that we're doing for these 2 weeks and then we're going home and doing something different. This is it. This is our change. This is our lifestyle change. So just to recap, it's a lifestyle. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, okay? When you get home, it's just the beginning. And it's going to be a wonderful process, a wonderful journey, I promise you. And the more you do it, the more you enjoy it. And when you look back at what you used to do, you're like, why did I do that? Why did I eat that way? Because you're really going to enjoy it. I'm telling you from experience. When I started committing to a plant-based diet, I realized that my mood changed, had more energy. I had a clearer mind in class. I was able to focus more on what the teacher was saying. I was able to retain the information. My grades improved. The plant-based diet really does change your life, and you just have to keep with it. Don't give up. Keep with it. So you want to acknowledge your stage of readiness. Where are you in that category? Are you preparation? Are you action? Are you maintenance? Where are you? Be honest with yourself. Visualize and conceptualize how you will maintain your new lifestyle. You have to see it before you can do it. Plan ahead. Freeze your foods. Make a grocery list. Don't go, I always tell myself I won't do it, but sometimes I go grocery shopping without making a list, and I buy just random stuff, things I really shouldn't buy. And so it's always good to go with a list in your hand and stick to it. So act. Do exactly what you plan to do. But if you find that your plan is not working for you, don't be afraid to adjust it to your life, to your lifestyle. Adjust your plan according to your life, okay? And then record your progress. Find what works for you. Find what ways are best for you to record and track your progress. Lifestyle change is an ongoing process. Put your walking shoes on and take one step at a time, okay? It is a process. It is a process. You're not going to wake up craving kale and flaxseed, You're going to have to work through it. It's a process. And so I want to share with you this verse, Proverbs 16:3. Commit thy works unto Jehovah, and thy purposes shall be established. And it doesn't say could be established or may be established. They shall be established. So just remember that God is with you through this process. He's holding your hand. He's walking with you through this journey. And he's already desired this for you. He already knew you would be here at Fit For You Camp. So this is not a surprise to him. He's with you during this journey, and he's going to see you through. Your purposes shall be established. So remember that. I'll be praying for you guys as you go back home and you continue this lifestyle change. It's not going to be easy. You will find challenges, but just remember that you have support. You have everyone here. You have your family. Find those who are going to support this lifestyle change. And you have God, most importantly. And so you can do it. I believe in you guys. I just want to share this with you, and I hope you were blessed by this presentation. Nutritional yeast is great to add to any of your dishes. I add that to a lot of the foods I make, mainly because of the vitamin B12. And it has like a cheesy flavor. You can add it when you want to make your own cheeses. Whether it's tofu-based or cashew-based, you can add a little nutritional yeast and it'll give it that cheese flavor. So you guys know smoked paprika, onion powder, cumin, coriander. We have our turmeric. Turmeric is very good for you. Basil leaves and thyme leaves. Thank you, Ms. Janetta. And then we have our seasonings here. We have kelp granules. kelp, Kelp. We have dulse with garlic, Dulse. Yes. Okay. So, okay, you can go ahead. Oh, okay. One moment. Sorry. So, our vegetarian seasoning, we have a Greek Isle seasoning. Greek Isle. It's the Vegetarian Express. That's the brand, the Vegetarian Express. And it's Greek Isle seasoning. We have, oh, this is a good one. The hickory smoked dried tortilla yeast. Sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted here. And it's bacon. You'll find this in health food stores. Bacon, hickory smoked dried yeast. Dried yeast. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. The greens, you had the first week, and were they kale? Was it? Okay. There was a distinct taste to the kale and collards. It was the dried yeast. It was. Some of this right here, smoked paprika, along with the hickory. Okay, so she was asking about the kale and the greens that you all had last week, what that flavor was. And Miss Janetta just pointed out that it was this seasoning here that gave it that pop, I suppose. Bacon, Bacon, and it's a hickory smoked dried yeast. Bacon. Bacon seasoning, excuse me. Bacon, not bacon. We want to confuse you guys, okay? It's Bacon. Yeah, they had to change that lettering, you know. Okay, we have our beef seasoning, no salt or sugar. Beef seasoning, it's Country Life Natural Foods is the company. And then this is a good one too. Bill's Best Chickenish Vegetarian Seasoning. You can find this in health food stores. Bill's Best Chickenish, Chicknish. No MSG. And our last but not least, South African Smoke Seasoning Blend. Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's. South African Smoke Seasoning Blend. South African Smoke Seasoning Blend. Okay. Was there one more, Mom? Okay. That was the last question. I know Shirley has some goodies for us. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Oh, Miss Douglas. Thank you. Thank you. Mhm. Okay. I have to give credit to a couple people. One, my parents. I grew up. I grew up vegetarian. They always, my mom's a nurse, and so she always encouraged me to take care of my body and to eat healthy. And so I give credit to her, and also give credit to Fit for You Camp, because I started working here my sophomore year in high school, and that's when I was actually busting dishes in the back. That's when I started. I was washing dishes, and I would like listen to the lectures and the seminars in the back, and sometimes I would come out and just kind of listen and observe, and that's what kind of like brought out a desire in me to change my life and to change my lifestyle. And so I appreciate Fit for You Camp, and it's really changed my life and affected me as well.
Thank you, Essence. Let's give her a big round of applause.